is bathed in burnt orange, and it is DKR and the Texas Longhorns. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. And the Longhorns will get us started with the opening kickoff. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. The Aggies offense is on the field for the first time today. The Lone Star State has a ton of rivalries, but this one outshines all the rest.
Yeah, the three of us have had an opportunity to call this game in the past, and you can just feel the tradition when these two teams take the field, right, David? You got the 12th man, you got Bevo. This is special.
Yeah, you got one side that thinks they're way better than the other side side thinks they're way better. I'll let you decide which one picks which, but every year, no love lost.
That's caught. It's Tease. Really good pickup on second down there. Leaves them with 3rd and 2. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. They'll try to get it through the air. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Texas A&M will have to boot it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. And the returner will be knocked down. So Texas's offense will have its first possession of the game. This matchup on the outside, Jesse, a big play weapon for the offense, a shutdown corner for the D.
They say big-time players make big plays in big games, so who gets the best of this matchup? That's going to determine the game.
I mean, such a fun chess match. How much are they on each other during the game? The head-to-head matchup that everybody wants to see.
Knocked down after getting 6 all the way out to the 34-yard line. 6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. They'll keep it on the ground. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They feed him again. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Smokey the Cannon was firing the last time these two teams met as Texas pulled out a close one.
You know, when winning teams win a rivalry game like this, they get the bragging rights. That just seems like it's magnified in this state, though. That was a huge win for Texas a year ago.
Wait a minute, you mean everything's...
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Longhorns! They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the scoring play coming on a 56-yard touchdown pass. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
Getting some heat. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
This was one of the keys to the game. Could this quarterback, could he extend plays and then make throws in scramble situations? That time, the defense was able to get to him and bring him down for a huge loss.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Got it set up on the outside. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
And here comes the Texas offense back on the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop. Did Bevo really get his name after altering a brand on his backside put there by Texas A&M students? So many questions to answer since 1894, guys. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback
lets it fly. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. And the Longhorns will call on their punt team. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot. You got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, Dave, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
To the air, it's Reed. He looks that one in nicely. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll pull it down and run. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a first down. The Aggies come to the line with a new set of downs. Fast motion from the offense. To the air on 1st down. Grabbed behind the line, it's Thomas. And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down. Texas A&M going quickly. He's looking to throw it. Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48.
There's been a little bit of a seesaw here the last 2 plays. Offense gets a chunk play, and then the defense gets a sack. Great job by the defense there, turning the page and coming up with the big one.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. He makes the grab. And they make the stop, and that will likely bring us to the end of the first quarter. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Now to see if these guys can get back in the game as we open the second quarter. They've changed ends of the field, now facing 3rd down as they go back to work. To the air, it's Reed. Throws to the wideout. He's got an open man. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. A new set of downs after the completion. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Completes it in the middle. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Texas A&M will snap it in the red zone. Running back searching for a hole. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. The emotions and energy figure to be high all day, guys, because of what's at stake this late in the season. Really a must-win for both teams.
These are the ones that get your blood moving, Reese. You get jacked up, man. We don't have to say anything in the locker room, give these big speeches. You know what's at stake, Jesse. You're ready to rock and roll. This is when you prove you're the big dog.
Which is pretty cool, too, because it's been a long season. And these teams obviously are both physically and mentally tired. But you're right. For this kind of game, this is the one you circled at the start.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And that's what I like most about this defense. When you try to take shots and make big plays, they get to the quarterback. They get him on the ground. Their 3rd sack of the day. And this is a unit that ranks in the top 10 in sacks in the country.
They'll send out the kicker to try to salvage this drive. And it's right down the boulevard. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. The returner will field it and bring it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Texas offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Just enough there to get it to the 25. A pickup of 2.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
The throw to the outside is complete. And with that effort, they pick up a fresh set of downs. They have it at the 34-yard line. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these 3rd down situations.
And still a few inches short of the sticks as they come to the line for 2nd down. He'll be tackled at the 49 after a pickup of 5.
Well, there we go. We finally see some life in this offense running the football. Nice game to pick up the first down. You got to get more of that going moving forward because they have not run it well.
And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles into the ground.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm. Now they're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Running with power. He get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down. The Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. They knock him down inside the 30 at the 29. It's a pickup of 6. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can build on this lead before the break. They put this ball on lockdown. 8 fires deep toward the end zone. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion?
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now and the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Zings it complete to the right. And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. You can't afford to squander these opportunities once you get into the red zone. Twice they've been denied. Here's 3rd and goal. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. It's good. So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. He'll bring it back looking for help. And the returner is stopped. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted...
Fires into traffic, intercepted. Touchdown, Texas! And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. Look, I know it's only the second quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. They got the late touchdown on the board, now about to kick it away and hoping the defense can keep them from answering. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
You've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Paul. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
Back to throw, it's Reed. Fires to the wideout. Makes a connection. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Spits it out to the back. Catch in the middle, it's Daniels. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
On second down, they'll try the field goal to get the points before halftime. And they'll kick it from the left side, a 44-yard try. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. That late in the half field goal always gives you a little boost going to the locker room, and they'll need to finish off these final few seconds and not allow them to answer. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, think of all the big-time players who've been a part of this game, and we have a few more vying for that status so far today in an always emotional duel between the Longhorns and the Aggies.
Here he comes with the return. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here come the Horns. They've got it again on offense. Trying to set the tone on the ground in the third. Didn't find a lot of room. Let's give him 2 out to the 20.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Looking to pass. It's Manning. He put some heat on that one down the middle.
Well, you know what they say, tips lead to picks. To the offense, they're lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass? The Longhorns will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. They're going to have to be more aggressive in this drive. You can't expect to win this one, David, kicking field goals.
No, especially when you're trailing. You got to have a little more urgency and maybe a little more aggressiveness, Jesse. And field goals are not going to get it done down the stretch.
Yeah, you're going to have to take some shots, no doubt. Bottom line, when plays present themselves, you've just simply got to make it.
Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down. Texas A&M going up tempo. Looking for space. It's Owens. Pulled down after a pickup of 5, but they knocked that defense back, and they've got it down to the 34. On second down, they'll take to the air. Caught in the backfield. It's Thomas.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Aggies send out the punt team to kick it away. And they won't be able to down it. It goes into the end zone for a touchback. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working.
Flying down the left side. The 40. The 20. The 10. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Longhorns! Now they have extended this lead, guys, starting to put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the crowd back into this football game. Big rivalry. Get some emotion. Get some momentum on your side.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. That one's going to get a little star marked beside it on the play sheet. One play, explosive, touchdown just like that. He'll bring it out. It's Daniels. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Finds his tight end. A little more space, open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come in.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. He is a menace rushing the passer, career sack number 20.
I mean, some people just have a knack for getting to the quarterback. What a great job throughout his career. Getting there, getting him down, getting pressures. He has been a quarterback's worst nightmare.
I was just going to say, David, you don't sleep well as a quarterback the night before you have to play against this guy, because he is going to sack you. That is a guarantee. Death, taxes, and sacks for that guy.
A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Going to try to pop one on the screen. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. And the Aggies moving quickly to the line. No matter how many times they tell you to look for it, it is tough to defend a perfectly executed screen.
Yeah, because I'm trying to go get the quarterback, and everything looks like pass, but when you see it, when you see that screen, you got to retrace your steps, get back in the play. Nice job by the offense. The defense just has to recognize that a little bit sooner.
This offense has a second down play. They'll run it from the gun. At the 40, there he goes. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. Texas A&M back to work with another first down.
Well, there's the offense trying to take advantage of this running back speed. I like the call. Hand off to the left, to the outside. Put him in space and let him go to work.
Drives ahead for 3 to the 27-yard line.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
They're trying to get to him. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And there's no mystery as to why this team's losing today. They've given up 5 sacks. They cannot keep their quarterback upright, and you just saw another example of it right there. He has never been able to get into rhythm throwing the football.
And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Wants to throw. It's Reed. Pass is incomplete, but there is a flag beside the quarterback, and this might be a roughing call. An ill-advised play by that defender as he makes contact with the quarterback well after the throw, and it'll cost his defense. Trying to cap this drive with a pass. Unloads to the wideout. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Aggies. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll start this drive with a pass. Throws to the wideout. And that one's incomplete.
And when you're a quarterback, man, I know wide receivers are great athletes and they're supposed to catch everything that gets near them, but when you don't put it right on the center, when they're running a lot of times, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think he did that a little bit too much for his wide receiver right there.
They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. They were able to make the completion, but he had to pick his way for just a little bit. Needed a little more help to spring him for some yardage.
Yeah, if you're going to have success when you throw it outside like that, you're going to need some more blocking and better blocking downfield. Give the defense credit, though. They were able to rally and made a tackle.
The Longhorns will try to pin them back with the punt. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
Listen, I would get rid of that thing fast, too, if I've been sacked that many times today. They're coming every angle. Everybody's coming. They've got to me the whole day. Can somebody please get my back?
There to make the stop, and we've played 3 in this one. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. First down to start the drive after the break. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
The give to the tailback. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. Going for 6. And it's incomplete as he was trying to finish the drive with a score. And here comes the field goal unit. This kicker has already made a couple today. And this one shouldn't be too taxing, a 23-yard try. And this one splits the uprights.
Well, the head coach decided to play it safe on 4th and inches and trot his field goal team out there, and his field goal kicker just made him look like a pretty smart guy.
Looks as if the returner will try and field this one. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So now the Longhorns take over, and they'll send out the offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Good blocking, good running, pickup of 6 out to the 30.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
They finally get him on the ground with a big running play, moves the change for the first down.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Tackle is made, but not until he gets the first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage of the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Use the play fake. Now to throw. Makes the grab. It's Bond. At the 20, he's got space. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
Got some room, entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Texas! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Horns are up, and the eyes of Texas are focused on building the lead against the Aggies.
And the Horns are capturing this momentum. Listen, a lot of angst, a lot of nervousness early in the game, Palmer. And now Texas in this rivalry game taking over. Yeah,
you're right. Hook 'em right now. They're just enforcing their will in this game. They're the more physical team at this point. Texas A&M, they've got an uphill battle here.
He'll bring it out. It's Daniels. Nothing wrong with the touchback, and they wish they had one right now, but he stopped at the 9-yard line. Texas A&M has it back on the offense, ready to go to work. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. And generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball the best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical in this drive.
The offense has it 1st and 10 from their own 20. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Quick strike complete.
Listen, the defense gave up a couple of yards, but they're happy to give that up because they know the clock is still ticking. They're trying to bleed this thing. If you want to throw it over the middle of the field inbounds, they'll give that to you all day.
Fires to the wideout. And that pass is intercepted. They got him down quickly after the pick, but he'd already made the biggest play, and they've got it at the 38.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet. It's getting pretty close.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if they're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock.
Throws toward the end zone. And swatted down by the defense to stop the scoring opportunity.
Great play by the defensive back, showing you his variety of skills. His ability to turn the hips, his speed running downfield, turning his head to locate the football and then swatting it away. You just can't do it better.
He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. Never a doubt for this big-footed guy. 49-yard field goal is good.
Well, it's a good news, bad news scenario. You got the pick, and you would have liked to have paid that off with a touchdown, but because the drive stalls out, you're still happy to get the field goal.
They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Texas A&M has it back, and we say howdy to the Aggie offense again. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too.
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. Texas A&M going quickly.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the fourth quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
On third and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. He's got it. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
It's hard for an offense to win when you get in predictable situations. What a great job understanding where the first down marker is. Got to get a big gain, got to get that first down. Nice job, great nose for the first down.
Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Back to the air one more time. Finds the tight end.
Well, here's the problem offensively. Because you're trailing by so much so late in the game, the defense now is going to be playing big zone coverages, and they're going to allow you to throw the ball underneath in the middle of the field, rally to make a tackle, and bleed the clock. It's going to be hard now for this offense to claw their way back in this one.
They've got some work to do on this third and long from the 40. Looking for a man. It's Reed. Unloads to the wideout. He makes the catch. And a big gain there. He's knocked down immediately at the 45. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Going up top on first down. That's reeled in. It's Thomas. Quick timeout called by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Set up for second and short after that completion. He's looking to throw. Got the back over the middle. And the completion gives him a fresh set of downs and keeps this drive moving. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Wants to throw on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Keys. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Caught close to the marker. It's Thomas. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. A&M comes back out with another first down. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Coming after it. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. Operating in the red zone here on second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And it'll be intercepted in the end zone. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
Takes the handoff. It's Blue.
It's a great play there by the defense, stopping that run. But now with less than a minute to go, you got to use your timeout. You got to try and conserve as much clock as possible to give yourself a chance to win.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Takes this handoff and headed to the right. Fighting off the defender. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. No matter how much college football changes, realignment, all of that kind of stuff, rivalries are consistent, and winning rivalry games, well, that's just the best.
Because they hate each other so much. So you